All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Cool FM live broadcast of COCHISE County Sports. Second game for the Tombstone Yellowjackets as we are back at the Warren Ballpark Classic. Last game took a little bit longer to go, so not enough time to warm up and prepare for anyone, including your broadcaster today. And that's going to be Hank Mooney on the mound for the Yellowjackets as they take on the St. David Tigers. And the first pitch is across for a strike, 0-1. Just realized I had the scoreboard right, as that one's going to be outside. 1-1 the count. Let me go ahead and put the logos back on here. Yeah! Eventually. Good pitch there from Hank Moody. 1-2 the count. That is freshman Grant Haymore. So right away, we're getting the pitchers going at each other. Our first pitcher-on-pitcher matchup. And Haymore's going to chop this one down to third. Oh, Dorsey going barehanded. Throws it over. I don't think he's going to be able to get the freshman, and he's not. So first base runner of the game, first batter for the game. St. David Tigers. Runner on first. How you doing? Yes, I am. No problem.
Figure it out, Paul.
Always do, brother. So that's a runner on first for the St. David Tigers. Great Haymore on, and Hank Mooney's going to look back. Apologies if I sound a little frantic here. Just trying to get everything set up, trying to get everything shared. Again, the last game was 25-0, and there is no mercy rule, so they played it all the way out. And these teams did not have what I would call a proper warm-up before this game started, and neither did I. One ball, no strike. Second hitter in the lineup for the St. David Tigers, Owen Judd. I told him he needs to hit a home run because he hit a home run at the Warren Baseball Classic Tournament last year. And wouldn't you know it, our stream cut out because the phone overheated. We had a lot of lessons in streaming that year. This is a good two-seamer right across, 2-1 the count. Grant Haymore still on first base. Not interested in moving just yet. This one's going to be a flare out. They got to get back. And it's not Haymore. It is number 22 for the St. David Tigers. Do not have that number. A base running mistake, and that's a double play for the St. David Tigers. Base is clear after two hitters. Yeah, it's going to bring up Luke Haymore for the St. David Tigers. Luke Haymore. First pitch across for a strike, 0-1 the count. A very cold and windy day in Bisbee, Arizona. And that is how it will stay for the rest of the day. Yes, Emilio, the game before this was 25-0. Suaro took out San Miguel as that one's going to be swung on by Luke Haymore and a strike. 2. Oh, there we go. I was able to push the button with my glove. Hopefully that's the case. The 25-0. Suaro took on San Miguel. This one's going to be low and inside, 1-2 the count. All right. Maybe I can keep my gloves on. I'm just going to say right now I'm going to keep them on, and if the scoreboard's messed up, apologies to everybody, but that's just the way it's going to have to be. Hank Moody trying to get out of this one. Loses control of a pitch for the first time. Super sophomore Hank Moody, future quarterback for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Maybe. You never know. Behind the plate, DJ Elias, current quarterback for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. We'll be moving on. Had a nice chat with DJ, mulling over his college options. There's a good pitch, strike three, and that's going to be 3 up and 3 down, albeit an unconventional 3 up, 3 down. But a quick top half of the first inning, and the Tombstone Yellowjackets come up to bat 0-0. And heading into the bottom of the first inning, I'd like to thank a few people that make this broadcast possible. First, Synergy Home Care of Sierra Vista, providing non-medical home care all across Cochise and Santa Cruz County. Call them today at 520-685-1035. Call the office. Let them know how you can get all costs alleviated from you 100%. Also, thank you to Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, SSVEC, serving our community. Thank you to the MORSE Automotive Group of Sierra Vista. You can drive in today and experience the difference because Cochise County is now backed by MORSE. Also, thank you to the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. Proud to support our young athletes all season long. If you're in the market to buy or sell, make your first call to the real estate experts at 717-599-2439. And finally, thank you one more time. I'm going to be here for a while. One more time to Barnett's Towing and Barnett's Propane, serving our community since 1963. Just to refresh the rules of the tournament, folks, it is a 90-minute time limit or 5 innings, whichever one comes first, kind of like your MORSE Automotive car warranties, 5 years or 50,000 miles. It's kind of what we're dealing with right now. Tried so hard right now. I don't know why they make the Zoom feature so hard either which way. We're just going to have it right there. It's going to be a little bit of a better viewing experience. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on Cool FM Live Sports, where we broadcast live free of charge. Thanks to those amazing sponsors I just read off. Don't forget to like the Cool FM Live Sports page, the Cool FM Live main page, and as always, subscribe to the Cool FM Live YouTube page. A very cold and windy day in Bisbee, Arizona, historic Warren Ballpark. Must be baseball season in Cochise County. Folks, don't hesitate to get live in my chat. I love the comments. I love to read them off, give everyone shout-outs. Let me know who you're cheering for and where you're cheering from. A strong contingency at noon we had between Tombstone and Wilcox. Of course, Wilcox, one of our better traveled viewing experiences. Hank Moody's going to lead us off against Grant Haymore, and Hank Moody's going to come on as he hits that one down to the hot corner. It could not be handled initially, and that's going to be our first base runner for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Runner on first for the Tombstone Yellowjackets is going to bring back up Trey Franklin. Had a big game his last time out as well. Back it up, Clark. Pickoff attempt over, nothing doing. We got Lucia Harrison in the chat says, let's go Grant. Grant Haymore, the pitcher on the mound, freshman for the St. David Tigers. Looks like Trey Franklin wants to lay down a bunt. It was a good attempt, but it just sneaks foul past the third base line. Brent Niebaker says, on our way from Tucson to watch Ray play Bisbee. Brent, you don't have to come all the way down here. We're going to broadcast that game as well on Cool FM Live. You go ahead and let Paul Quarter freeze himself to death so you can have a pleasant viewing experience. Lucia Harrison in the chat says, watching my son, Xavier Martinez for St. David. And I did talk to Coach. It is Xavier, not Javier. This one's going to get on the outside corner. They're going to throw down, and they got Hank Moody. Oh, he's just in no man's land out there, and that's the first out of the inning for the St. David Tigers. 0-2 home. Grant Haymore having a very successful at-bat against Trey Franklin. Has to finish him off. What we saw early on in one of our first broadcasts was the Tombstone Yellowjackets, excellent two-strike hitters. And against the Wilcox Cowboys, did all their damage with 2 strikes. This one's going to be fouled away right at my car. We'll hear for the broken glass. Nothing doing. Harmlessly hits the street. I say it all the time. I am so surprised that we don't have more damaged cars in Cochise County. 0-2. Trey Franklin. Grant Haymore, the freshman on the mound. Freshman had to develop a little bit quicker on the mound for the St. David Tigers as they lost their 2 top arms for the season. That ball's going to be in the dirt. 1-2. This Tombstone team, which you would probably consider maybe favorites, but remember they did just lose to the Ray Bearcats last night, I should say, not last game. Last game would be Wilcox. Trey Franklin squares this one up. It eats the shortstop up, and that's going to be an infield single. That's what happens when you hit the ball hard. Good things happen, and Trey Franklin finds himself on first base because of it. That's going to bring up DJ Elias. Talked to him about his college offers. Kind of wants to try to stay a little bit closer to home, but had a lot of schools in Minnesota and Pittsburgh really vying for his services, and why not? Haymore serves it up to him, and Elias rips this one just foul. That's probably, as he did look back at the camera, that's probably the best pitch Elias has gotten to hit all single day, and he is not happy about that one. 0-1 to Elias. And Elias hits a high fly ball to left. I don't think he got all of this one. It's going to drift foul. Can they make the play? No, they can. Elias is given second life, and that's not what you want to do to a hitter like Mr. DJ Elias. 0-2, 1 out. If you hear me go quiet, it's because I'm trying to figure out how to push this scoreboard button with my thick glove on. I'd rather not be frozen. I love giving everyone the best viewing experience possible, but sometimes it's just too much. The wind is starting to pick up in Bisbee. Can't wait for this. The 0-2 from Grant Haymore. Inside corner, did it connect? No, it didn't. 1-2 to Elias. That was a very big pitch there from Haymore. Kind of froze Elias 3 centimeters to the right, and that is a strikeout. But here we go. Runner on first. That one's going to be too tall. The runner's going to go down. Can they get him down? I'll tell you, Cooper Merrill behind the dish is doing a great job. As that ball does, unfortunately, or Cedar Haney, rather, behind the dish does a great job in this tournament of throwing runners out. That last one on Hank Mooney was his 3rd put out on a caught stealing attempt. He even got Sebastian Lopez, which is an amazing feat in and of itself. But unfortunately, this one goes to center field, which puts Trey Franklin at third base. DJ Elias. That one's going to be too tall as well. 3-2 the count. Good eye from DJ Elias. Did talk to him about the Barry Bonds treatment a few of our players are getting now. I told him that's what happens when you're Offensive Player of the Year. Of course, coming up, the 2A Player of the Year from last year, Bryson Meyer, gets the same treatment. Oh, Elias rips this one, but that one is way foul. And that one hit the shed again. That's the second time DJ Elias has hit that shed in left field, which is well past the fence. I feel like my camera's wrong. And Elias is going to rip this one, but this is going to get foul as well, so he's just got to be a little bit more patient. All DJ Elias has to do right now is go get a heavier bat. Then he would have had 3 home runs by now and 1 at bat. But them's baseball breaks, folks. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Trey Franklin on third base for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Grant Haymore has seen the power of DJ Elias. How does he attack him now? The pitch. That's going to be high and tight. Ball 4. Elias does walk. Runners now at first and third as Miguel Rincon comes up to the plate for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Pitcher on record through 4 2/3 shutout innings. 4 2/3 and 2 strikes as well, I should say, before he got taken out. First pitch home from Haymore. Runner's going to take off for second. That's a high fly ball in the infield from Miguel Rincon. Elias has got to run back. He does. Owen Judd trying to double him up, but no good. That's a smart base running technique from DJ Elias. Turns in between the baseball and the runner, so no threat of getting thrown out there. So that's going to be 2 outs for the Tombstone Yellowjackets here in the bottom of the first. Quick inning going on. Quick top half and in danger of being a quick second half for the Yellowjackets as Eric Kohler comes up to the plate. Haymore with the sign. Elias is going to go. This one's going to catch the outside corner. The fake throw down. Ooh, I'll tell you. That boy Cedar Haney has got himself. He's got himself some playing ability there behind the plate. It looks like Coach wants to come out and look at Grant Haymore real quick. Actually looks like he's talking to his defense. Viewers starting to pile in Cool FM Live Sports. Don't hesitate to get in the chat, folks. Let me know who you're cheering for and where you're cheering from. Let's keep these comments going as often as we can. Selfishly, I need them for the simple fact that I have to have something to talk about at all times. It's baseball. Stop it just like this happen all the time. So now down 0-1 to the count. Kohler going to have a high fly ball. Can Judd get over there? Owen Judd looks like he's got it tracked pretty well and makes the catch. That's 3 outs and no runs. Great baseball all around from both teams defensively. And we're going to go into the top of the second now. I just realized my scoreboard's wrong. We're going to go into the top of the second. Tombstone coming up to the plate. Give me 1 second, folks. Enjoy the sights and sounds of our live coverage here for baseball as I fix the scoreboard one more time. I'm always wrong with who's going to be the home team and who's not. Oh, just kidding. Scoreboard was right the whole time. Much ado about nothing. And that will be the last warm-up pitch. We'll read the sponsors periodically in between innings, folks. Thank you again for joining me on Cool FM Live. Enjoy those sounds. Brought to you by The Prowl, an event here in Bisbee, Arizona. I believe it's the 3rd annual Prowl, could be 4th. And that will bring up designated hitting Cooper Merrill for the St. David Tigers. First pitch across for a strike from Hank Mooney, 0-1 the count. The 0-1 home to Coop. That one's going to be swung on a miss, strike 2. Game's going by pretty quickly, comparatively speaking, to our last game between the Cougars and the Vipers out of San Miguel. Is it Miguel? Manuel's the Vipers. This one's going to be shot to shortstop, and Kelly Bliss had it tracked down. A great jump from Kelly Bliss, but could not squeeze the glove in time. So that's going to be a base runner for the St. David Tigers. Balls and strikes would not reset on that one. First pitch is going to be a ball, 1-0. Glare starting to come out. I need some sunglasses right now. Struggling with the scoreboard right now. This one's going to be a chopper. That's going to get fouled. Dorsey playing very in right now, expecting the bunt. 1-1 the count. I do believe I forgot to mention this is Emmett Etter up to the plate for the St. David Tigers. Nope, Cedar Haney, just kidding. This one's going to be low and outside. Ball 1. Ball 2. My goodness, ball. It is going to be a long day. We still have a night game to go through. I will get my stuff together, folks. Don't you worry about that. 2-1 the count to Cedar Haney, catcher for the St. David Tigers. That one's going to be outside. 3-1 now. Three balls, 1 strike. Moody in a slight amount of trouble on the bump right now. This one's going to be high and inside. He's going to bounce. That one sounded like we hit the plate. It did not, but it is going to work out for the St. David Tigers. That's going to be their second base runner. Infield single from Cooper Merrill. Cedar Haney. Anyone that watches me knows that I always get those two mixed up, and I don't know why. This will be Emmett Etter for the St. David Tigers now. Ready to take his cracks at this one. Hank Mooney in a little bit of trouble on the mound for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Tombstone so far 1-1 in this tournament. They did beat the who did they play this? Wilcox Cowboys earlier. They did lose to the Ray Bearcats, who were right to the right of me. That one's across the knees. 0-1 the count. .68 minutes to play in this ball game, or if we make it to the 6th inning, that would end the game too as well. Bottom of the 5th, the last inning that will be played. Runner's going to get back. Ooh, soft hands there from Kelly Bliss, keeping that one away from center field. Moody doesn't like his signs on the mound. Now gets what he wants. This one's going to be bunted by Everett. Back up to Moody. Moody wants to go to third. He's going to be safe at third. Oh, they're going to call him out. Never mind. He was. I don't like to make it about the umps, but that looked safe to me either which way. That's going to be the first out of the inning for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Runners at first and second still. Great job there by Hank Moody getting the lead base runner at third. That is always tough to do. That one's going to find it. 0-1 the count. Clark Wilson, freshman for the St. David Tigers, up to the plate now. Oh, the pickoff attempt at second, and that's going to be 2 quick outs from the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Hank Moody freezing him at second base. And what was a very promising start to the inning for the St. David Tigers is now turned on its head. 2 away, runner on first.
I clapped before they even called it. I love that attitude.
That one's going to miss. 1-1 the count. There we go. That sun's going away again. Now I can actually see the scoreboard. Seem to have lost the Tombstone lineup. I know the kids very well. Hopefully I just remember them. Did he swing at that one? Umpire says no. Second base umpire says no. 2-1 the count. 2 away in the top of the second inning. Still 0-0. St. David Tigers were looking like they were about to score some runs, but then a bunt where Hank Moody was able to get the lead runner and a pickoff move at second. Bang, bang, 2 quick outs. He misses that one low. 3-1 the count. Where the heck did my roster go? This one's going to be smacked into right field. That's a fair ball. It looks like Etter's confused out there. The coaches are saying run, and he had a chance to actually get home if he was on his horse. Either which way, I think the result of the play ends up exactly how it would have been. Runners on second and third. Great hit from Clark Wilson. 2 away. Now St. David, their base running errors have to be feeling themselves because that could have been 2 RBI right there for Mr. Clark Wilson. It could be 2-0 over the Tombstone Yellowjackets. As it stands, runners on second and third, still 2 away. And coming up for the St. David Tigers, Vincent Yeager. Super sophomore Hank Mooney on the mound. Throws a fastball. He's all over this one. This one's going to be fouled right above me. DJ's not going to give chase. And that's going to be 0-1. Ed Roethlisberger in the chat says, "Atta kid Clark." Yeah, absolutely. These freshmen from St. David, I was told not to sleep on them. I would never sleep on freshman baseball players in Cochise County, especially after the fabulous freshman at Tombstone. And that's going to be the third out of the inning. That's his back-to-back innings where we've had a pop-up in foul territory to the first baseman, Endus. So St. David had the chance there to strike first in this ballgame. Unfortunately, mental lapses in judgment and maybe a questionable call contributed to the 0 that's still on the scoreboard. We're going to go to the bottom of the second inning. Tombstone Yellowjackets coming up to the plate. And if I didn't lose their roster, I would definitely tell you who those 3 would be. All right, we just got to resign ourselves to the fact that it's gone forever, folks. It is gone forever. Just like my critical thinking power is gone forever. But in between innings, it does give me a chance to thank the Copper Queen Community Hospital of Cochise County. They have physical therapy departments in Hereford, Bisbee, and Douglas, providing the highest quality of services to outpatients and home health patients of all ages. Make an appointment with one of their doctors of physical therapy today at 520-432-6435. Thank you to Grasshopper Landscaping, quality from the ground up. Contact Grasshopper Landscaping for all of your landscaping needs, including pool cleaning services. They service all of Cochise County. You can visit them on Facebook or Google Grasshopper Landscaping. Thank you to Ginger's Titles of Sierra Vista, located at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Look for the iconic pink door. Now open Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can visit them at gingerstitles.com. And thank you to Allo Fiber, your new home team internet, TV, and phone provider. Why does it always trip me up? Visit allofiber.com to learn more about the Allo Fiber difference and how you can become a fiber fan. Now available in Sierra Vista, except for where I live, you know. Lucy Harrison in the chat says, "Come on, Vincent." Obviously, that was before the last at bat. All right, number 2, Kelly Bliss for the Tombstone Yellowjackets is up, and I do apologize, folks, if I am not able to recall. I don't know where that lineup card went. I'm sitting down, and that lineup card is just gone for the Yellowjackets, but I am recalling from memory all the Tombstone hitters. That one's going to be low and away, 1-0 the count. Kelly Bliss, of course, part of the fabulous freshman from Tombstone last year. They have all now graduated to super sophomores. Grant Haymore sets the windup. The breaking ball does not catch. 2-0 now quickly to Kelly Bliss. Appreciate the work rate from these pitchers. No one works faster than Gabe Garcia, ex-Tombstone Yellow Jacket pitcher. I'd like to see the speed. Get your pitch and throw it. This is going to be a nice shot by Kelly Bliss, but I think it's going to hang up just enough in center field, and it will. So that'll be the first out of the inning for the Tombstone Yellowjackets, making that play, Luke Haymore. You can see everyone wearing their winter clothes out there in the field. Makes it hard to notice the numbers. Fortunately, I've done enough of these broadcasts where I know a lot of them. And here's one of the ones I don't. That's what you get for being cocky, Paul. 1 second. We'll call who gets into the box right now is Grant Haymore, not Luke Haymore. Throws ball 1.
Why are they so high pitched?
Yeah, sometimes my brain is faster than my mouth. I do that a lot, by the way. This one's going to be fouled off, 1-1 the count. Not quite the barrel, but got a good bat speed on that. Jacob Smith Amos for the Tombstone Yellowjackets up now. That's who it is. Stick around, folks. We do have the Ray Bearcats against the Bisbee Pumas later on. Does that catch the outside corner? Good two-seamer, breaks right back in from Grant Haymore and finds himself ahead. 1-2. The 1-2. Amos is going to get a piece of that, but only as far as Grant Haymore. Up and over. Easy put out for the St. David Tigers. And they are 1 out away from holding the big bad Tombstone Yellowjackets to 0 runs in 2 innings. That's going to bring up Dorsey, Andrew Dorsey for the Yellowjackets. He'll be followed by Sasha Webster. Then we turn the lineup right back over to Hammer and Hank Moody. The pitch. That one's going to be inside. 1-0 the count to Dorsey. Our first broadcast yesterday, the Tombstone Yellowjackets were actually upset by these very Ray Bearcats that are going to be playing the Bisbee Pumas. That one catches the outside corner. And there's nobody that I've talked to in Tombstone that knows what the heck happened, not even the players. So look for them to be a little bit more focused. They are playing a very good St. David team. And how good would St. David be if they were able to have their 2 starting pitchers going this year? That one's going to be swung on a miss, strike 2. But this is also great for the future for the St. David Tigers as Grant Haymore, Clark Wilson, and the boys, they're going to be thrown into the fire of varsity baseball, and they're going to have 4 years of experience. When their senior season comes around, look for the St. David Tigers 4 years from now to be hosting a 1A state championship. This one's going to be over the plate, and another chopper right back to Grant Haymore. He is up with it. He is over with it. And a 1-2-3 inning for the St. David Tigers. We go into the top of the 3rd inning. Look at me go. Still 0-0 in a very fast-paced ball game. I say that just if you're at the stadium and watch the San Miguel versus Saguaro game. That one was 25-0, and it was not it was not quick. As Lucia Harrison in the chat says, yes. I assume that's how you said it, Lucia. My apologies if you didn't have that much enthusiasm about it. Oh, folks, what a time to be alive. We are here in Cochise County. The only thing that would make baseball season better in Cochise County is if we didn't have to pull out our winter clothes. And this happens all the time because the weather does get better, but anyone that's ever broadcast in Tombstone, Arizona knows that wind never stops. Fun story, Tombstone, Arizona broadcast. Lucia says I so did. Tombstone, Arizona broadcasts are the reason that we have so much equipment just to break the wind, so you guys don't hear it. You could see it, but you can't hear it at home. Derek Stephanie Alvarez. Ooh, Alvarez. Is that relation to Damaris Alvarez, one of the All-Cochisian players, one of 2 basketball players as freshmen to make the All-Cochisian team. Damaris Alvarez and also Porter Jones from the Breen Academy Eagles for the boys. Anyway, Derek Stephanie Alvarez says, let's go Jackets. If you did see our selection show, we know that Daenerys' nickname is DJ, and we are watching DJ Elias from the Yellowjackets. We said, what is with Tombstone, Arizona, and producing great athletes with the nickname DJ? We did talk to the Lady Jacket softball team just moments ago. They've got themselves a date with Empire coming up, the 2nd-ranked team in Arizona, according to Max Preps, and they said they were nervous, but I calmed them down. I said, you're the Tombstone Yellowjackets. You should be nervous about nobody. He's going to bring up Xavier Bird. And that one's going to be thrown right behind. 1-1 the count. Hank Moody looking like he wants to settle in this inning. Got himself into a little bit of trouble last inning. If it wasn't for a bang call at third base and a question and a mental error on second base, there could have been runs for the for the Tigers rather. So the Yellowjackets really trying to settle in. Dave Davies will be here tomorrow to conclude our broadcast of the Warren Baseball Classic. He's got a couple of games that he's going to play. I think Tombstone plays somebody, and then of course we finish with Bisbee. This one's going to be a fly ball, and over there to make the play. Can't get the number for the Tombstone Yellowjackets, number 13. I do not know that number. Well, we got Max Preps up, Paul. Let's take a look. That's Eric Kohler. Oh, my goodness. I'm stupid. I do know that number. It's a new number for me. Give it time. For some reason, I can pick him out in the batter's box, just not in the field. So that's going to be the first out of the inning at the top of the third. And I should bring back up Grant Haymore, pitcher for the St. David Tigers. He looks at that one. 1-0 the count. Grant 1 for 1 in the ball game. I know that much, even though I don't have my scorebook working right now. Not enough time. 2 games, not enough time to get the scorebooks. Bang, bang on the turnaround here. That one's going to be low and away. 2-0 the count. Viewers starting to pile into this ball game right here today. We do have the Ray Bearcats against the Bisbee Pumas later. That one's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 1. Stick around for the next inning, folks. DJ Elias wants to go yard. I know that one for a fact. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one's going to miss inside. 3-1 now to Grant Haymore. Good at bat. You don't really see that when pitchers go against the top of the lineup for each team. They start being a little bit more fine and don't make as many mistakes. So you see a lot less strikes thrown in quick succession as opposed to what you would see on the bottom of a lineup. Owen Judd on deck for the St. David Tigers. Grant Haymore's got a 3-2 count. Moody, the windup, the pitch. That misses just high. Moody looks like he's okay with that call. And that's going to be a base runner for the St. David Tigers. Grant Haymore not only on the mound, but offensively having himself a game as well. This is the Tombstone Yellowjacket team that we all have very high expectations for. As Dave says all the time, revenge season for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. They thought, rightfully so, they thought that they should have been in the state championship, at least the semifinals last year, to take on Phoenix Christian. But that's baseball. Baseball is played in series for a reason. Sometimes, the best teams don't win one game, so they give them 3 games to figure it out. Haymore leading off first. This one at the knees is going to miss. 1-0 the count. To Owen Judd, Lucia Harrison says, "Let's go, oh." That's funny. That's just exactly what a bench player from the St. David Tigers said. Exactly as you said it, Lucia. Top of the third inning. Getting back. Much more aware on the base pass now. Number 22 for the St. David Tigers. Give me 1 second. I will get that number for you.
Let's go, Owen. Can't look at it.
Hank Moody's got a sign. The 1-0 home. This one's going to be in the dirt. That's going to get away from DJ. And that's going to lead to a base runner on second base for the St. David Tigers. So Hank Moody a couple times has been a little erratic with the control. He's just a sophomore. Give him time. Overall, though, you got to be impressed with how tight his circumference is of pitches. Number 22 for the St. David Tigers is Roman Tilton. I should have known that. That one thrown right at Owen Judd's head. 3-0 the count. Owen Judd, a hitter that will definitely get the green light on 3-0. So we will see if he will take it. All I got to do is put some more tension on this phone. And that's going to be ball 4. Owen Judd walks, and here we go again. 1 away, and again, runners on first and second for the St. David Tigers. And that's going to bring up Luke Haymore for St. David. I'll let you know a little tidbit about small towns in Arizona, especially southeast Arizona. If they have the last name Haymore together, they are related. Judd, Hawkeses, Richardsons, all of them are related. This one at the knees is going to miss low. 1-0 the count. Hank Moody not wildly missing, but he is missing, and they all count as balls, so he's got to figure it out. And before any runs come on the board, there's only 1 away, and there's a runner in scoring position. This one's going to be chopped. This could be a double play ball. Can they come up with it? No, Dorsey's going to do the smart thing, get over to first, and he's going to be out. That's going to be 2 outs in the inning, but runners do advance to second and third. And that's going to bring up Cooper Merrill, designated hitter for the St. David Tigers, not Cedar Haney. That's next. Look at me. I got it right this time. Lucy Harrison in the chat says, "Let's go, Luke." Luke did just chop that one out. Almost beat it out, though. Tough play. Dorsey able to come in and make it for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. This one is going to miss low and inside. 1-0 the count. Moody set. This one's going to miss outside. Ooh, no, that catches the outside corner. 1-1. Might be a makeup call from earlier. Who knows? 1 ball, 1 strike. Did have good tailing action on that fastball. This one's going to be shot to short. Can they make the play? Dorsey up with it. And that's what defense does, folks. It's the unsung hero of baseball. You got to be able to make the outs. And they did it there. So more runners stranded on second and third. That's 4 total for the St. David Tigers. And they are still scoreless as we go into the bottom of the third. It's 0-0 still in Bisbee, Arizona. I'll try to get that left field in the camera shot. 1 second. Well, we got third base, and that's all that matters, right? Tombstone Yellowjackets coming right back up in the bottom of the third inning. Still a scoreless ball game. We're going to have Sasha Webster lead us off, and then Tombstone's going to send the top of the lineup right back up to the plate. But before we get started in the bottom of the third inning, allow me to thank The Right Way, because they are now serving Sierra Vista and Cochise County. They provide heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. They'll be working hard to earn your trust the right way. I love that tagline. And they are so happy to support our local athletic broadcast. Thank you to SOSI. Every pass, my goodness, I might as well just stop right now. It is not coming out for your boy. Every pass, every play, every goal, every run. This season, we're with you every step of the way. At SOSI, we believe in rising to the occasion, and when the pressure's on, we say challenge accepted. Join us in backing the St. David Tigers and the Tombstone Yellowjackets, and you can learn more about us at SOSI.com. And that will be the last warm-up pitch for Grant Haymore on the mound, 48 minutes, but it doesn't look like we're going to come close to that time limit the way these defenses and pitchers are going today for the Tombstone Yellowjackets and the St. David Tigers. Thanks to everyone for joining me for this. Ooh. Did I find it? Nope, just kidding. I was sitting on my scorebook. And thank you, everyone, for joining me on Cool FM Live. I know everyone just got off of work for the Friday, and it's the weekend, but I really appreciate you guys taking your time out to watch this great battle between the Tigers and the Yellowjackets. Sasha Webster up, fouls the first pitch off from Grant Haymore. Evan Corder in the chat. Uh-oh, there's some trouble. That last name looks familiar. Oh, a good pitch to take a hack at. Grant Haymore has got these pitches moving and kind of fooling the hitters. A lot of deceptive speed changes from Grant Haymore, getting a lot of swings and misses, which is not easy to do against the Tombstone Yellowjackets. The 0-2 home. That one's going to be low and away. Bounces on the plate, 1-2, no offer. And I don't mind not getting near the strike zone, but you got to get something that starts, something that's a little enticing to swing at. Otherwise, it's just a waste pitch. And the only person that's going to swing at that is not a good hitter. And we don't have those in Cochise counties. That one's going to be fouled off. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes. Webster, of course, part of the super sophomores, the fabulous freshman last year of the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Evan Corder, what's up, dude? What's up, bro? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haymore, this one's going to miss as well. 2-2 the count. A good piece of hitting right now from Sasha Webster. He found himself down 0-2, fouled off a strike, and has looked at 2 balls, no offers on any of them, which is what you got to do when you fall behind 0-2. Just battle your way back, and he's doing that. He turns on this one. He's going to send this one into the batting cages for the Bisbee Pumas, who are warming up over there. And that's happening a lot right now. The Yellowjackets just a little bit quick with the bat. DJ Elias hit 2 home runs foul in his last plate appearance, and Sasha Webster got a hold of that one. I'm not going to say it had the distance, but you guys heard how loud it was. The 2-2 home to Webster. That's going to be too high. 3-2 the count. Great at bat here from Sasha Webster, seeing a lot of pitches. I believe that's 7 or 8 he's seen already. Trying to test the freshman on the mound, Grant Haymore. He's got a few innings under his belt now, not so freshman as he was before. Webster hits a high fly, major league pop-up. This should be no problem. Can of corn over there at third base for the St. David Tigers. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. I think that's freshman Clark Wilson.
There was no play because she was blocking the play.
Overall, still a successful at bat for Sasha Webster. Believe it or not, I know it's a high fly ball out. But working the pitcher, making him throw a lot of pitches, especially as we're coming up to the second turnaround in at bats for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, just score the runner on there.
Up to the plate, we turn it right back over to Hammer and Hank Moody. He takes a look at that one. 1-0 the count. That's a little too tall. I always say thank you, everyone, for joining me on Cool FM Live, but I'm going to say you're welcome for broadcasting this game so you guys don't have to phrase your Rastafari and nays off. That one's going to be low, 2-0 the count. One away in the bottom of the third inning. 1 up, 1 down for Grant Haymore. The 2-0, this one's going to be shot out to center field, but right at the center fielder, Luke Haymore, and he's got the second out of the inning for the St. David Tigers. St. David defensively much more calm in the field than they were against the Bisbee Pumas earlier. They played Bisbee twice, and this is the best defensively I've seen the St. David Tigers play. It's just baseball, baby. No matter who you're playing or what you do, it's just baseball. That's going to bring up Trey Franklin for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. He's trying to start something, shoots that one in between the hole of third and short. That's going to get in the left field, and Trey Franklin's going to go ahead and have himself a 2-out single, which does bring up power-hitting DJ Elias, who's hit 3 home runs today. Unfortunately, all of them have been foul. Lucy Harrison says, yes, thank you for filming. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for watching. I'm not going to – I love to do this for everybody, but if nobody was watching, there would be no opportunity. Derek Alvarez in the chat says we are not related to Damaris, but Arabella on the softball team. Okay, that's the first time I've ever seen a last name be the same in Cochise County and not have it be related. That's a lie. Someone else does it too, but they're on the same team. The Alvarezes, Jackson and Michael last year for the Pumas. That's who I'm thinking of. I thought they were brothers. They were not. 0-1 now as we rejoin the action.
Concession stand, there's hot dogs, nachos, cup of noodles.
The runner's going to go. DJ takes a look at that one on the inside. The throw down. Did they get him in time? No, they did not. Good job there from Trey Franklin. Stolen base. So Trey Franklin trying to manufacture himself the first run of the ball game. 1-1 the count. Franklin a 2-out single and now finds himself in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike to DJ. DJ's going to send a high fly ball to center field. That's Luke Haymore out there, and he looks like he's got a good beat on this one. And there's a collision in left center field. You got to let the center fielder grab that one. The center fielder has priority over everyone. That was Mason out there, and Mason and Luke Haymore collide. So instead of having the third out of the inning, we have the first run of the ball game. The Tombstone Yellowjackets taking advantage, and DJ Elias finds himself on second base. And that'll bring up left-handed hitting Miguel Rincon. Miguel Rincon pitched a shutout in 4 2/3 innings in the last ball game that we broadcast from the Tombstone Yellowjackets against the Wilcox Cowboys. DJ's going to take off for third. Pitch is going to be a strike. Oh, that's the first time that we've seen catcher Cedar Haney falter as he tried to get the ball out of his glove but just dropped it.
We have no dirt. The only dirt is right there on first.
1-0, 0-1 home to Rincon. Tombstone has a chance to get an insurance run. They have a 1-run lead right now. But that nice 2-run cushion is sitting 90 feet away. Rincon's going to swing at that one. 0-2, and that pitch has been giving Rincon some problems. Anything that breaks away from him today, and I think all season really, is a little too enticing for him to lay off of. His left-handed hitter that faces a lot of righties. I'm sure he's used to all those pitches breaking into him. But here we go, the 0-2. Grant Haymore is going to try to pick off DJ. He runs at him. No. DJ is susceptible to that. I give the kid a lot of credit. DJ Elias, a player of the year, candidate for the Tombstone Yellowjackets, but I did see him get picked off earlier. This one's going to be fouled away. Miguel Rincon, good job staying alive. He's going to do the 0-2 again. No balls, 2 strikes. Grant Haymore on the mound. 1 run in. That is not an earned run, let me tell you. Oh, he throws that one right over the head of Rincon. Good job just to get underneath it. 1-2 the count. For a freshman, Haymore throws a pretty lively fastball. As a junior, we're going to have him hitting 90 mile an hour on the gun, just like we have with Mr. Elias and Mr. Meyer, who's going to be playing later today. This one's going to be away. Good eye there from Rincon. We just talked about the trouble he has laying off those pitches. Able to look that one back. 2-2 the count. 2's full here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. It's not a real saying. I made it up. It just sounds cool to me.
Yeah. If you have 2 strikes, like even if you attempt.
That one's going to be too tall. 3-2 the count.
Yeah, if you have 2 strikes and you attempt, you're out.
And again, a good job battling back from the Tombstone Yellowjackets. We saw in the first broadcast we did of the season for 2A baseball, right after the Valley Union broadcast, that Tombstone is very adept at hitting with 2 outs, 2 strikes. And that's going to be ball 4. Miguel Rincon, great eye. Now runners at the corners for the Yellowjackets. That's going to bring up Eric Kohler, the first baseman. Kohler making his name known this season. Didn't get a lot of PT with the varsity squad last year, but let me tell you, he is a powerhouse of a hitter. 4 RBI in his last game against the Wilcox Cowboys. 2 outs. First pitch. Runner's going to take off for second. The feint throw down. Doesn't get DJ. That's going to be strike 1. And now 2 runners in scoring position for the Yellowjackets. This is what they do very well. Bisbee and Tombstone do that better than anyone, just with 2 outs and making sure that everyone, whether it is 2 outs or not, is in scoring position at all times. Differences in the details. Big swing and a miss. Good job there from Haymore, just below the knees, getting the swing through that one, 0-2. But, as we've said before, this is where Tombstone Yellowjacket baseball loves to live. The 2 strike counts, they really go to town. That one does not catch the outside corner, 1-2 the count. Is that kind of crooked? I think that's kind of crooked, huh? The 1-2 now to Kohler. This one across the middle. That's going to be a rip into center field. Does it get down? Haymore chasing it. Will get down in center. That's going to be 1 run in. That's going to be 2 runs in. And all of a sudden, the Tombstone Yellowjackets, because of 1 fielding error in the outfield, take it from 0-0 to 3-0. Just like that. That's as quick as it happens against the Tombstone Yellowjackets, folks. That's going to bring up super sophomore Kelly Bliss. So Kohler with his 6th RBI of the day. Great Haymore. He's got to feel for the kid on the mound. He knows he should be out of this inning, but as it stands, not. And Kelly Bliss is going to try to bunt for a hit. That's a great bunt down. He's going to use his speed to get over, but that's very calm, cool, and collected composure from Grant Haymore. Throws him out. We go into the top of the 4th inning. Now St. David, you got to call it like you see it. An error in the outfield, 3-0. They could have been out of this inning 0-0, but that's baseball. 1 mistake led to 3 runs, and that's all she wrote. But, folks, that does give me a chance to thank American Southwest Credit Union. If you live, work, or worship here, you may be eligible to join. They are all over southern Arizona, including Benson and Douglas. I've seen those buildings as well for American Southwest Credit Union. You can experience better rates and personalized service at ascu.org. Join the credit union that supports your community. Equal opportunity lender. Thank you as well to Synergy Home Care of Sierra Vista, providing non-medical home care across Cochise and Santa Cruz County. Call them today, 520-685-1035. See how the state of Arizona or Veterans Assistance covers the cost of that service 100%. And if you qualify. Thank you to Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, SSVEC, serving our community. And thank you to the MORSE Automotive Group of Sierra Vista. Drive in today and experience the difference as Cochise County is now backed by MORSE Automotive Group. Lively fastball from Hank Moody. He's not lost much on the velocity. He's got to be loving life right now. Got a 3-run lead and only a couple of innings for the St. David Tigers to try to scratch back into this one before this one's over. 36 minutes left to go in this ball game. I doubt we even come close to that time limit the way these pitchers are working here today. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me on Cool FM Live Sports. Don't forget to like this page and, of course, the Cool FM Live main page, and subscribe to the Cool FM Live YouTube page where we broadcast our games of the week simultaneously on YouTube. So when you see the good graphics that Dan the Man Powers provides, just know that that one's going on YouTube as well. No, I mean, DJ drops the ball too. Hopefully that doesn't happen during the plate appearances. 35 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this one maximum. We do have an inning and a half to go in Bisbee, Arizona, home of the Pumas. Thankfully, the wind's been a little bit quiet for your boy, just trying to pick up in the last game. The cold's not the issue. It's always the wind. That one's going to be over to Kelly Bliss, who can't get the ball out of his glove, and that was Haney. The catcher is going to go ahead and get on first. Call it an error, call it a single, whatever you want to call it. Cedar Haney finds himself on first base, and it's going to bring up Emmett Eder, the left fielder for the St. David Tigers. Again, another leadoff base runner for the St. David Tigers. They have got to start cashing in. The St. David have left 4 runners in scoring position in this ball game, second and third. And that's going to be strike one home to Eder. So Hank Moody trying to be that second arm behind DJ Elias. Of course, that was Gabe Garcia last year. What a plethora, what a fun time that must have been for Coach Milligan. Don't even think about it. Your catcher's pitching or your pitcher's catching. You just keep switching them back and forth, Garcia and Elias. 0-1 home.
Well, this was 2 years ago.
Moody gets a sign. This one's going to miss the outside corner. 1-1 now. That's not me shivering. That's me stuttering. I don't know which one's worse.
I know Andrew before I
Slightly off. Eder's going to rip this one to third. That's going to eat up Dorsey over there. A bad hop on the infield. And that's going to be another infield single for the St. David Tigers. And nobody out. Runners on first and second. Again for St. David. They have got to cash in. They got to get something. Nobody out. 2 runners on first and second. They cannot have another inning where this goes to bases stranded, runner stranded on second and third. You can hear the Prowl bikers behind us. It's the Prowl time in Bisbee, Arizona. Shout out Cassie for putting that one on. Cassie and Manny and Matthew and all them. I know actually other people that put that on. Cool people. That one's going to catch the outside corner. No, 2-0 the count. Looked like it might have got back in, but Hank Moody's being squeezed now, and he's got to feel it. Said, there's 2 runners on. I need that call. This one's going to be too tall. 3-0 now to Clark Wilson, the freshman, who I forgot to mention was at the plate for the St. David Tigers. Freshmen do not have the green light. Hank Moody can throw this one as slow as he possibly can over the plate. It will be a strike. And he's going to miss. Hank Moody overthrows that one. Bases loaded. Nobody out for the St. David Tigers. That's going to bring up Vincent Yeager, number 9, the shortstop for the St. David Tigers. And we're going to have a timeout called. Coach is going to go check out Hank Moody.
Oh, maybe it's because we had signs together for the past.
There we go. Looks like it's a little bit straighter now, I think. Maybe just because it's off center. Got to get that third base in there. Something I'll figure out, folks. Don't worry about that. A meeting on the mound for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. 32 minutes to play. Hank Moody, nobody out and bases loaded. He has got some work to do to get out of this one. A little bit coincidence and morbid coincidence. Well, not morbid because it's not death, but dark coincidence for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. In their state playoff quarterfinal game, they had bases loaded, nobody out, and only scored 1 run out of it, and that was the difference. This one's going to be Vincent Yeager looping it into center field. Center fielder calls it off. I don't think it's deep enough. They're going to try it. Miguel Rincon comes home. Dead to rights, Rincon. What a job from center field. And they're going to have one more time. Cedar Haney in a rundown. He's going to be tagged out. A double play for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. The St. David Tigers just cannot get these runs across. Xavier Martinez Bird coming up to the plate now for the St. David Tigers. They had nobody out and the bases loaded. And now runners at first and second with 2 away. Just 1 pitch ago. Bases loaded, nobody out. We'll see if Xavier cannot bail this team out. That one's going to get away, so runners on second and third again for the St. David Tigers. So that's 1-0. This is the exact scenario the St. David Tigers have stranded their base runners in the last 3 innings. Runners at second and third. This will, if Xavier can't get anyone across, this will be 6 stranded base runners at second and third in scoring position for the Tigers. Hank Moody, the pitch home. This one's going to be flared out. Does it stay fair? It does not. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, he went this one violently. I don't know if that was him leaving. Oh, yeah, that's him right there.
If Xavier can get on, Grant Haymore is now 2 for 2 in this ball game, or 1 for 1 with the walk. I can't either which way. He's been on base twice. Moody, the windup, the pitch, swing and a miss on a pitch inside. 1-2 the count. Team saying, "Let's go, Xavier." You can see the wind just out of the sails of the dugout of St. David. Now they have they're shell shocked with the defensive capabilities of the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Bird's going to rip this one into left. That's going to get down. No, just carries. The wind took it all the way over there. And that's going to be the third out of the inning. And that's going to be 6 base runners stranded in scoring position for the St. David Tigers in this ball game. St. David has been putting the bat on the ball very well, but when it comes to getting the runs home, a lot of mistakes are happening. Got to pick off, play, get a runner at second. Now the base running there. That was just behind the bag at second base. There was no way that Cedar Haney was going to make it and then get caught in the pickle. Tough luck for the St. David Tigers, but that's baseball. One decision changes everything. Lucy Harrison back in our chat says, "Let's go, Xavier." And Xavier gave that one a good shot, but the wind held it up just enough. As you can see, the wind blowing out to left field at Warren Ballpark. Oh, that must mean Jeremy Myers here. We hear the music in the background here at Warren Ballpark in Bisbee, Arizona. Just a quick little audio check after that one, folks. I would like to thank a couple of the people that allow us to broadcast live free of charge our Cool FM Live Sports. First, the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell, make your first call to the real estate experts at 717-599-2439. Thank you as well to Barnett's Towing and Barnett's Propane, serving our community since 1963. Thank you to the Copper Queen Community Hospital. They have clinics in Bisbee, Hereford, and Douglas providing the highest quality of care to outpatients and home health patients of all ages. You can call them today, make an appointment with one of their doctors of physical therapy. Thank you as well to Grasshopper Landscaping, quality from the ground up. They service all of Cochise County for all your landscaping needs, including pool cleaning, by the way. Including pool cleaning. You can find them on Facebook or Google Grasshopper Landscaping. Tombstone Yellowjackets looking for some more insurance runs here in this ball game.
Let's go, Jacob!
It's going to bring up Jacob Ames one more time for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Jacob Smith Ames, as he takes a big hack at that one. 0-1 the count. Just minutes away from the Bisbee Pumas and the Ray Bearcats, and your boys shivering over a broadcast. That sun going down just makes me cry every time. This is going to be a hot shot in the right field. I don't think the right fielder is going to get there. He is not. Ames is going to get himself a base hit to lead off this inning for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. That's going to bring up Andrew Dorsey for the Tombstone Yellowjackets, third baseman, then Sasha Webster, and then we turn the lineup right back over. St. David Tigers need to get out of this inning with no runs allowed, as they have 3 outs to get 3 runs as it stands. Grant Haymore, the sign, he's going to go and try to pick off the runner at first. No dice. Ames right back in there. Ames or Amos? I don't know. If you're in the chat and Jacob is your relative, let me know if it's Ames or Amos. Haymore throws that one at the knees. It's going to be a little bit low. Haney fakes the throw down to first. 1-0 the count. One and 0. This one's going to be shot. A rocket just gets fouled. The third time through the lineup. Well, this is technically still the second time for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. They seem to be doing a great job of timing up Grant Haymore now. Timeout as the ball comes back in. .25 left to play in this ball game, but I don't think we're going to make that. I think we're going to make the 5 innings first. I've been wrong before. The pitch from Haymore. This is going to be a high fly ball. That's going to be 1-2 now as this one goes way, way behind us. See that a lot in the pro game. When you hit one straight back, it means you were right on it. You just didn't barrel it up.
Yeah.
Pickoff attempted first, no dice. The pitch, runner's going to go. This is going to be a hit and run. That's going to be a great hit into right field. Ames has got to go to third. He's got to go to third. Coach is going to finally wave him on. Caught in between a rock and a hard place there. Didn't know if the ball was going to be caught or not. Unfortunately, did not have our vantage point. We knew that thing was a bullet from the word go. Runners at the corners now, first and third for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. A successful hit and run attempt. That's going to bring up Sasha Webster. Webster hit a hard foul ball in his last attempt. Maybe if he straightens that out, we might be seeing some fireworks. Speaking of which, we need fireworks here at historic Warren Ballpark in Bisbee, Arizona. Dorsey's going to take off, and he's going to be caught in a rundown. They're going to look home. They're not going to do it. That's going to be a run for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. That is going to be the first out. The bases are going to clear in a very precarious way for Sasha Webster, but another one across for the Tombstone Yellowjackets, now 4-0. First pitch home to Webster now. That one's going to miss. 1-0 count. Hammer and Hank Moody up for the Tombstone Yellowjackets after Webster, followed by Trey Franklin and DJ Elias. Jen Zerbell back in the chat. Then good to see you again. Jen says, let's go Tombstone. Woo! This is a high fly ball to left field, but it's going to get just foul. And that was another home run shot. Foul from Sasha Webster. These Yellowjackets are not accustomed to this wind blowing out to left field as much as it is. You can see the flag in the background blowing hard from center to left. And that is driving these balls just foul. 1-1 the count. Sasha Webster really did square that one up. Grant Haymore got to be careful on the mound. Go get a heavier bat, boys. That's all you need. This one's going to be inside. 2-1 the count. Often we talk about Tombstone, Bisbee, and Buena with these offensive firepowers that they have. It's Tombstone Yellowjackets. Sasha Webster is their 9-hole hitter, and he just sent that one to the shed. That one's a ride across 2-2 the count. Not a metaphorical shed. It's literally a shed out there in left field past the left field wall. That's where DJ's been hitting all his home runs. Unfortunately, that's in foul territory. 4-0 Tombstone on top. 2-2 the count. Outside corner. Catches. Strike 3. Second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Hammer and Hank the Tank Moody for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Grant Haymore trying to get out of this inning. Only 4 runs allowed. Top of the order up for the Yellowjackets. Hank Moody's going to send a high fly ball. Owen Judd should have this one. Canna going over there first, and that's going to be the final out of the inning. 4-0 as we go into the top of the 5th, which could be the last half inning of baseball between the Tombstone Yellowjackets and the St. David Tigers. We have to always go back to the St. David Tigers. A couple of innings ago, they had the third out in center field. The right fielder and center fielder collided, which allowed a run to come in on that very play. And the next couple of hitters drove in another 2 runs. So it could be 1-0 Tombstone on top, but with a mental mistake, now 4-0 Tombstone. You cannot give a team like the Tombstone Yellowjackets any second chances. As they show, they pounce or buzz, whatever you would say as a Yellow Jacket fan. And also, St. David, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the missed opportunities for the St. David Tigers. 6 runners left on in scoring position. Second and third, 3 innings in a row. If you are optimistic, this is the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Getting in that position is a credit to the St. David Tigers. It's an optimistic view to look at it. Thank you to Ginger's Title Services of Sierra Vista, located at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Look for the iconic pink door, now open on Sundays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturdays. Allo Fiber, your new home team internet, TV, and phone provider. Visit allofiber.com to learn more about the fiber difference and to become a fiber fan, now available in Sierra Vista. Waiting for you, Allo Fiber. Signed up right when you announced you would be in Sierra Vista.
Let's go, Grant. Get it started.
And Grant Haymore is going to lead us off for the St. David Tigers. It is top of the order for the Tigers out of St. David. Tombstone. That double play last inning, just excellent defensive prowess for the Tombstone Yellowjackets. Anytime they're in trouble, you can always count on the 8 behind the pitcher to get the job done, and they are doing it tonight. Hank Moody, first pitch into Grant Haymore. That's going to hit DJ Elias in the face. 1-0 the count.
That's how our 25 is, too. Our 25 carries a lot of football, especially.
Owen Judd after Grant Haymore, and then Luke Haymore for the St. David Tigers coming up. This one just misses low. 2-0 the count. It looked like DJ was tapping his chest saying that was his fault. If he would have caught it, probably would have been called a strike. 2 balls, no strikes. Hank sends this one to Grant Haymore. Goes down and gets that one. High fly ball, and no cars hit. Happy to report. 2-1 the count. Top of the 5th inning. 19 minutes to go in this ball game, so I wonder if they get through 5 innings and it's tied. Do they go to extras if the time permits? You would assume, right? Oh, right down the middle, foul tip, and now 2-2 to Grant Haymore. Hank Moody starting to find that fastball location. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one's going to be outside. 3-2 the count. Now full count to Grant Haymore. Both pitchers on record right now. Hank Moody for the win, Grant Haymore for the loss. And Grant Haymore at the plate wants to change that. The payoff pitch, the windup. And he gets him on a high inside fastball. Makes him make the decision quick. And it was the wrong one. 1 out now for the St. David Tigers in the top half of the 5th. What would be the last half of the 5th. That's going to bring up Owen Judd for the Tigers, who needs to hit a home run, not just because I missed it last year, his 1 home run of the season, which went right in front of that scoreboard, but because they need it to get back into this ball game. The pitch. Judd's going to rip this one to shortstop. That's Kelly Bliss territory out there. Super sophomore. Shortstop Kelly Bliss in a quick second out for the Tombstone Yellowjackets against the St. David Tigers. Now Luke Haymore, the last chance for the St. David Tigers. This is a point in time where you just keep the line moving, try to load those bases, and pray that you can get them all home. As it stands right now, we are just moments away from the Ray Bearcats. Maybe 1 hitter away from the Ray Bearcats and the Bisbee Pumas. A little slider there from Hank Moody. Has not showcased that pitch a lot, so that caught Luke Haymore off guard. Able to tip it away, 0-1.
No idea.
State champion Bisbee Pumas are in the building. This one's going to be outside, 1-1. Of course, we were robbed of our Tombstone and Bisbee final game because Tombstone would have taken care of Phoenix Christian. Maybe not this year, but last year definitely the better team. The 1-1 home. This one's going to be chopped to the mound. This should be an easy play. Hank Moody is going to retire, and that's going to do it here for the St. David Tigers against the Tombstone Yellowjackets with 16 minutes to play. Are they going to the bottom of the 5th? I think that's it. And it does look like the teams are now lining up to shake hands. The Tombstone Yellowjackets victorious 4-0 over the St. David Tigers. Very quick game, probably the fastest game that we've had at this Warren Ballpark tournament. But, folks, this is not the end of our coverage. Stick around. Coming up next, the Ray Bearcats against the Bisbee Pumas to round out our Friday coverage at the Warren Ballpark Classic.